Hello everyone, and welcome to part 2 of my Christmas decorating series. Today I'm decorating my kitchen, breakfast dining room, and my formal dining room, and my banister, and I'm hanging up a gallery wall along my stairs. I lit some candles and put on some Christmas music, poured a hot cup of coffee, and I was ready to get started. First, I Mod Podged over these glossy prints that I had printed from Walgreens just to give it a textured matte finish. I go into more detail about this process in my last video. I will link that down below if you want to check that out. I had the perfect gold frame for this fox print, and I just can't get over how much I love this. I put some green velvet ribbon above it to give it that antique look. I set the breakfast table with these red Johnson Brothers Christmas themed plates on top of gold chargers. I usually leave these chargers on year round. The centerpiece is an antique crock that I got from a thrift store last year, and I put this Hobby Lobby mini tree inside, and I just added some simple orange slice ornaments. The curtains in this room are from Amazon. I originally put them up for Halloween because they're kind of dark and have like a Victorian pattern to them, but I thought they looked beautiful for Christmas as well, and I'll link those down below if you're interested. I hung up some simple garland around this picture in the corner, and I put these simple wreaths around my candle sconces and tied some green velvet ribbon to the bottom. I actually bought this horse picture at Walmart a few years ago, and I noticed that this year there's no wall decor at my Walmart. Let me know if you have any at yours. Moving on to the kitchen, I put down this pine cone drying mat that I got at Hobby Lobby. And I always use this glass cake plate and put a decorative plate on top, and it just holds my hand soap and my counter spray. I transferred my wooden spoons to this West Elm pitcher that I picked up at a thrift store last year. I bought this wreath from Walmart 2 years ago, and I kept the black striped bow on it and just added a green velvet one on top. And every year I add dried orange slices to it, and I just hang it on my cabinets that I don't access very often above my stove. And on my pantry door, I have this flocked garland that I added these houses and trees to last year. And one of the houses at the bottom came off, so I decided to add this little S to the bottom that stands for the initial of our last name. For my island centerpiece, I always start with this wooden cake stand, and I set it on top of a wreath and then added a blue and white English china plate, and then this gold wreath candle holder that I actually got at Target last year. I added a tree in there at first, but I decided it needed to be placed in something, and this Royal Dalton Christmas Carol mug was perfect. I got this from a thrift store for $10 and couldn't wait to use it this year. I added some short battery-operated flickering candles, and the centerpiece was done. For the wall beside my cabinets, I hung this wreath on the hook and an ornament from my trip to England, this Anthropology Christmas in Paris plate, and another English ornament that I picked up in England. In the middle, I added some gold bells and another ornament on top. In my cabinet in the corner of my kitchen, I put this little red sugar bowl and other little knickknacks in a mini village, and I finished it off with some greenery picks and a little clementine garland. I felt like the area around my cabinet was looking a little bit off, a little bit bare and misplaced. I decided to move things around and bring in a few antique books and just kind of messed around with that until I liked the look. For behind my stove, I had quite a large print that I needed to frame somehow. I went through all my wall hangings in my storage closet and I finally found this sign that is totally not my style anymore, so I decided to repurpose it. I used the back as a frame and I just used Mod Podge as an adhesive and just glued the print right onto the wood. I let it dry clear and then set it behind my stove. Then to make this a very English Christmas, I hung up this Union Jack banner from the bottoms of my kitchen cabinets. I never use my back burners, so this doesn't really pose much of a fire hazard. I put out my cookie jar, tied a green velvet bow to the top, and a few more little decor pieces, and the kitchen was done. on to the dining room. I always have this rooster painting hanging in here. I just draped a garland over it and changed out a few plates just to make it more Christmassy. And I hung up a 12 Days of Christmas banner that I purchased from Etsy a few years ago. I added a wreath to the wood piece on my wall and a Courier and Ives plate that I picked up thrifting. In the corner on this vintage chair, I have a basket with some birch logs and greenery. I added a little violin to the basket and a plaid blanket just to tie the look together. For the tablescape, I was really inspired by this picture from Pinterest where there were two garlands on either side of the centerpiece, so I decided to kind of recreate that. I laid down this macrame table runner that I got. It was from Hobby Lobby from their fall line, and it was 50% off last Christmas, and I just didn't use it. But this year I decided to use it on my table. This centerpiece, it's actually brass swan candle holders that I picked up thrifting years and years ago, and this little gold piece just sits perfectly right inside of it. I set another mini tree in there, and I decided these bird candle holders I got very recently at a thrift store would be perfect for the table. I'm not sure where they're from. They're very heavy, but they just looked so Christmassy to me. For my china, I decided to keep the green ones I already had up for fall. I've had these for a while now. They aren't a matching set, but I just thought they go perfectly together. I bought these frosted berry picks from Dollar Tree a few years ago, and I elevated them by tying a velvet ribbon around the stems. To finish everything off, I added the orange slices to the garlands. On the antique school bench in the corner of the dining room, I set down this plaid blanket and added this antique look candle holder from Amazon. I thought the jingle bells looked really cute draped across the back of the bench. Above that area, I hung up these IKEA stars that I got last year and some garland. For the banister, I always drape these Real Touch cedar garlands from Hobby Lobby, and I honestly just use twine to attach them to the rail. I haven't ever had a problem with it. And I top them off with some very drapey bows that are actually made from ripped strips of chiffon fabric. I've been wanting to hang a gallery wall going up the stairs since I moved into this house 5 years ago, and I finally decided to just do it. It only took 20 minutes total, and it gives my stairway the character I was going for. I am so happy with it. I added some orange slice ornaments to the garland, and my stairway was complete. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you're feeling inspired and go out and decorate today or this weekend. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you want to see my next one. If you didn't see my last video, it's linked down below, as well as some items that I used to decorate in this video. I will see you in the next one. Bye.